What's up guys, Bonnie here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we have a couple things to talk about. Number one, we need to talk about the fusion of Versulf, the Grim. One last update for this final stretch. Make sure you guys are still on track. Secondly, we need to talk about perhaps a couple of issues that are ongoing in the game right now. So I want to caution you guys on how to protect yourselves against this so that you do not get caught by this. And thirdly, more importantly, I need to give you guys a quick update on the situation regarding the content creator program. So all that said, let's get right to it. So as of today, I am sitting on 80 fragments for the fusion of Versulf. We just came out of this little break, but now finally we have all the rest of the events and tournaments. Starting with the Ice Golem, 1800 points for the 5 fragments. Not too impressed with this. I am going to probably skip that entirely. Champion Training Tournament, however, because we just pulled a lot of ancient shards, I have a lot of food just sitting there, and I am working on this. Then for Classic Arena Takedown, we will have that tomorrow. And finally for the events, we've got the Dungeon Divers event, which I started working on as well, and luckily I guess the milestones are not that high, and the second one is a 10 fragment together. So if you want to push and try to do this with the Ice Golem, you can pretty much finish this fusion today if you really wanted to. Would probably cost you a few gems, but there is a reason to do that, which is the clan versus clan tournament. So I've been debating whether or not to kind of spend here a little bit, but I doubt it would work and allow us to win, number one, but also get a couple more rewards, right? Trying to make it to this right here for the amulet, which I've never gotten on my account so far. It would be kind of nice, but aside from that, we've finished pretty much all of our milestones, and I will admit that I'm not doing really good on this one. I'm at the bottom of the pack, right? So I'm not trying really hard for this one. 100,000 points right there. But anyway, all to say that I am on track for the fusion of Versulf. Now let's go check out the plan, which has not really changed since the last time I showed you guys, because this is kind of the final version. This is what I'm going to be doing all the way to the end, right? So as of today, I think I'm going to get the Dungeon Divers fragments and probably going to get the Champion Training Tournament fragments as well. Then by tomorrow, I will have some artifact enhancement points to get, and also the 3rd Classic Arena Takedown. Now this value right here, I'm not too worried about for the Classic Arena Takedown. I do believe it is going to be around 280 points or so, I hope, for you guys. And then for the 3rd artifact enhancement event, I'm really eager to see what kind of milestone value we're going to have in there, kind of confirming that they are overall making the fusions a little bit harder, more in line with what Brogni used to be, right? With much higher milestones and requiring more shards and more silver overall. Well, hopefully you guys were still able, or are still able, to get this champion, and if you don't decide to fuse him today, then make sure you hang on to him for an upcoming fusion, because you can use those points for a champion chase tournament. So the next topic I quickly want to cover here, guys, is the extra legendary event, because apparently there was something wrong with this, and I thought it'd be kind of funny to show you guys what happened on my account, right? So I walked into this kind of just thinking I was going to make a quick game on clip, which by the way you guys can download in the comments section below, where I would kind of showcase a 1 sacred shard pull, right? Kind of YOLO it. Who knows, maybe 1 sacred shard is all you need to get a legendary, and I had just reset my stacks. I literally got a Queen Ava on the previous sacred shards a couple weeks ago, but then here I go pulling and I get a Lego. Super excited, but it's a dupe fusion champion, a Yoshi. But then comes the second one and I'm like, hey, no, it's still a dupe fusion champion. So I don't know if there was something else wrong with this event, but I kind of got screwed by it is what I'm trying to say here. But anyway, overall, great event. Hopefully you guys, or some of you guys, were able to benefit from this. The second thing I want to quickly cover here is apparently there's been some hacking going around. So I don't know much about it, but I have had players reach out to say, listen, my account got hacked and I know I don't share my information. And so I guess my recommendation here, guys, is to make sure you secure your account, right? Use the 2-step authentication process or whatever it's called to protect your account. One player reached out, said his $10,000 account got hacked. Can you imagine that? And then you kind of lose that, and so now it's back and forth between Plarium and this player to try and get his account back. Another player on my Discord pointed it out as well. Somebody logged on there, used all of his good champions as food. So obviously there's some people out there who are looking to, you know, screw you over. So please do not get caught by this. take the necessary steps right now to protect your account. The final topic I want to cover is obviously what happened over a month ago and how my actions got me to be suspended from the content creator program because of a big no. Things you're just not supposed to do, or so apparently. And in my defense, I really did not know exactly what I was doing. Much like how some exploits or perhaps other third-party programs were showcased before, this was just one of those for me. So I got around to making a video which since has been removed from my YouTube channel. So I guess everybody had to do what they had to do to protect themselves, which is fine. I'm fine with this. We've moved on, right? So my goal by doing this was obviously to expose some cheating happening in the game in the hopes that it was going to get fixed as soon as possible, right? And since then, we've had some official statements by the company to say that they are tweaking their tools to detect cheaters, which is great, and also trying to find a way to speed up our gameplay in the game, which is even better, right? So I'm going to say down the road, I'm seeing a win-win situation from all this. And even though I got banned for a while, to be honest, guys, like, you know, it's unfortunate, but we can move forward now. Unfortunately, though, there's been a lot of hate around this, and there is still a lot of hate around this. And I think it's very sad to see content creators going at each other, right? I tried to remain as neutral as possible, but I was kind of forced into maybe going a little bit too emotionally involved into this, right? My original goal, the simple thing that I wanted to do here was to fix the game. I want a healthy community. I want healthy players. I want players that enjoy the game, and I want it to be fair at 110% for everybody in the game. So when certain tools are permitted over others, it creates this gray zone, and we didn't know. We were going at this in the dark, and so certain things were being allowed, certain things were, I guess, being controlled, and I thought it was a little bit unfortunate that not everybody knew about this to some extent. So there's obviously some cheating in the sense that if you are trying to hack the game, right? And so some of these exploits or third-party tools are actually trying to, if I understand correctly, modify the game to some extent, right? So stay away from that. Obviously, that is wrong. I unfortunately did not know about what I was doing when I did what I did, and I only learned this after I did it. So maybe that's on me. I get it, but my intentions were good, and I hope that some of you guys can still see that. There's obviously also a lot of other things, you know, you're not supposed to do that violates the terms of use, and that I think a lot of players are still doing to some extent, right? So I'm one of those that does not auto-click all night. I'm one of those that did not exploit or do clan boss hopping back when that was a thing, right? I've always stayed away from anything that was remotely close to doing this, and I'm certainly not a guy that's trying to make guides on how to cheat in the game, okay? I'm just not that player, right? So unfortunately, I'm sad to see that now going forward, this has created a lot of divide amongst other players, content creators, and whatnot. I really hope we can all move forward from this, but also, you know, agree to disagree. If we have different opinions on how certain things were done, whatever, it's not about throwing insults around or making mocking videos about other content creators. We've seen that before with farting cows and salt, and that did not end well. The point here, guys, is that we're not trying to point fingers at each other, and my actions unfortunately seem to have opened a can of worms, and that was certainly not the intention. All right, so going forward, guys, I really want to just be back in the program and have fun with you guys, hopefully work with the other content creators as well, hoping that there's no bad blood that's going to last forever. This was perhaps a mistake on my end to some extent, which I'm more than happy to admit to, but obviously, again, I just wanted to make sure this game is fair for absolutely everybody. So going forward, I hope we're back to normal to some extent, right? And hopefully you guys have learned something from all this. I know I have. And going forward, I will obviously stay away from anything that has to do with obviously cheating or exploiting in this game, and I hope that Plarium can continue to do a good job, or eventually perhaps a better job, on informing us with what is wrong, what is permitted, what is not. All that said, guys, thank you so much for watching today, and I will catch you later.